Hello, good afternoon, folks. It's another Kali exercise episode for us, Doc Cholos vlog. And today, I'd like to give you an insight about Sinawali. Sinawali is one of the most common terms used and common sequence used in Kali all over. I tried to take a look at the internet. There's so many tutorials. There are so many teachers and grandmasters and masters all around. And one thing that you may probably observe that one of the most common term and sequence of Kali or Arnis or Eskrima being used worldwide. I never thought of how popular Kali is until just recently when I tried to take a look at the internet. There are so many. And I'm glad to tell you, okay, that we are the only one. I'm the only one promoting the Kali exercise, okay, using the Filipino martial arts Kali or Arnis or Eskrima for exercise, especially for seniors and for those who cannot do strenuous exercises. Okay, but I'd like to orient you as to the reality of Sinawali. There are so many. Just to avoid confusion with a lot of you might be one who is so interested in the other forms of martial arts, and so I'd like you to get the reality of what Sinawali is. Okay, you might be jumping from one website to another in YouTube, especially. And I've observed that this is what's happening. Okay, just gave some time for the dogs to settle down. Anyway, yeah, it's a confusing thing to follow just like that without knowing the inside. Okay, the inside and the details of why the Sinawali. So today I'm going to show you the mechanics of what they call as the Sinawali. Okay, first of all, let me put it this way. When we use the stick for Arnis or Kali, it should be regarded as something that replaces a bladed weapon, which means to say if that you are practicing arnis or kali for something, you have to bear in mind that you are using a bladed weapon. Generally in the Philippines it's the bolo, because the bolo is a very common sight to see people in the farm, in the suburbs, uh, people who are working in the suburbs. They usually have the bolo on their waist, and so that's the most common form of farm tool, which may also be used as a weapon. So using the stick for kali, when you practice kali, especially when you practice sinuwali, then you must be aware that you are using a bladed weapon instead of just the stick. Okay, it's different when you strike with a stick. Okay, it's different when you regard the stick as a bladed weapon, and let me explain that. Okay, uh, let me show you, let me give you by demonstration on what. Okay, I'm using a stick, but I'm thinking that the stick is a bladed weapon. There is the okay, I've always told you that one side, okay, this front side of the stick is regarded as the sharp edge, and it coincides with the knuckles, the second knuckles of the hand. That's where the sharp edge is. And so when you give a strike, it's not like this. Okay, it's different. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's not like this. It is not like this. Okay, it's not like this. It's not like this. Why? Because the bladed weapon, you have to slide it, slash or slice, and be aware that only one side of the stick should be in front, up to a point where you have to turn it back again and position it very long. Okay, and position it again. It's different when you have like this, or it's different when you have this. Okay, so say for example we use the standard or the regular sinawali. Okay, just I disregard the leg work, but let's do the procedure on the hand. Okay, from our position, what the common position that we see on Facebook, on YouTube, is actually something like this. Okay, we strike. Okay, and then once it's there, you position it, and then you have another strike. And notice that only the front side, okay, only the front side is actually in contact. Okay, and we have another strike, and the same is true in the other side. Okay, goes through, Then the same is true here. Same is true here. Okay? You end up this way. Meaning to say you do this very long. You do this, do this. Sometimes we push it, sometimes we bring it back, so it would be a complete round. Okay, I hope you can notice that I swing the stick fully aware that the front edge, okay, which corresponds to the sharp edge of the knife, is always going from the front. Okay, it doesn't bend, it doesn't go this, it doesn't do this. It's like this. You maintain the area of contact in front up to the time when it reaches at the back. Okay, when you have to prepare it for another strike, the opposite. So it's the same thing here. Okay, so that's one thing. There's another type of Sinawali that's very commonly seen. This one. Maybe you're so familiar with this. Okay, let's try to take a look at how it moves. Okay, it moves like this. Okay. And if you analyze, the move is actually through the wrist, something like that. And I hope you're familiar. The move is actually like this. And you're familiar with that, okay? Even the left hand is moves like this. And then you turn a bit, the move is like this, okay? And like this. Then you bring it here. Okay? So you would note that the move is basically Abanico. It's fan. So that's how we use it. Okay? That's we tick. The move is the same as you do that the overhead helicopter type of thing. Okay? So that's a move from Abanico. And I've taken up that before. If you do two sticks, it's actually, and it actually is a derivative of Sinawali because you can do this. And the difference only is actually timing. When you do the timing differently, and you will come up with a move like this, which is basically Sinawali using the wrist. It's different, okay? It's different. So when you utilize it this way, that's the bolo. You cannot use this for the bolo, by the way, except for some occasion. Okay, let me show you. Okay, here's a bolo and a stick. Okay, I just came from cutting banana trunk, by the way, to clean up one that has a very nice fruit, the farm, a while ago this morning. Here's the bolo, okay? If it is the regular Sinawali standard, it goes like this. You'll see that the edge is always in the front. And you see it don't bend the wrist. Goes straight to the back until you turn it, okay, for another direction. Okay, so that's the mechanic. But when you use it like a stick, when you use a stick, it's different, okay? It's different. Let me show you. Yeah, Bob. Okay. So if we do this, okay, there's only one way. There's only one occasion that you can do this. It's by parrying. Okay, parrying. Okay. cannot use it this way, okay? Except if you do it this way. You do it this way, okay? And you do this to trust, okay? Do this, okay? Do this to trust, 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 okay? And that's the only time you can use this. See? And then you can do this, but you trust, okay? Trust. See? You see? Sinawali, but you trust, okay? Trust. So there are two ways. So making clear, okay, disclaimer that I'm not trying to discredit some of them who do this. That's right. This is Sinawali, but this uses most often time is this. This is when you use the stick as a weapon. When you have something a stick and use it as a weapon, then you can use it. Why not? But when you use it as when it is a bolo, when you are training for a bolo, it's different. Okay, it's different. And so there are two ways. Okay, be aware that Sinawali, when we use it as a bolo, the moves are different. If you use it as a stick, it's different. Okay. Strikes are different. Okay. So, friends, the intention is for you to be aware that when you practice, you be aware what are you practicing? Stick as a weapon or a bladed instrument as a weapon using a stick. So that's how we take a look at it, okay?